Hi guys, I'm Katie. Welcome to my book nook. My book choice for this week isn't anything new by far. It is something that has been out for quite a long time. It has been enjoyed by so many readers. It is such a following ever since she was writing these books as they came out and ever since. This is my first mystery that I've read in quite a while, and I gotta say that I very much enjoyed it. One of my reviews for this week is Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. Now, this definitely isn't a new book. It has been out for quite a while, but it has been enjoyed by so many, and I definitely enjoyed it quite a lot when I was reading it. The main character is a detective. I cannot say his name for the life of me, so we're just going to have a translator put that in whenever I try to say his name. It is
Hercule Poirot.
I probably butchered that, so we'll cover that up then. The premise for the book is essentially he is a detective and he's on his way to something else. I'm not quite sure what he was doing. I don't remember what he was doing. But he ends up on the Orient Express where there ends up being a murder and he gets dragged into this. And like I said, I've never read Agatha Christie before, so I'm assuming that happens to him a lot where he just gets dragged into investigations, but he doesn't seem to mind it at all, so I guess that's not a bad thing. But it's a fantastic mystery. It is so much fun. Him as a character is so entertaining. He's cunning and he knows it, which is very funny. I can definitely see why people make the comparison between
Hercule Poirot.
and Sherlock Holmes, because they have a lot of similarities. They're both very smart, very cunning. They pick up on all the little details, but I couldn't say who I prefer. I have not read Sherlock Holmes's books yet. I definitely plan to, and maybe I'll make a comparison then, but as of right now, just both of them are very enjoyable characters. Sherlock in the sense that he jumps all over the place to figure things out, and
Hercule Poirot.
in the sense that he observes everything, takes it all in, and just kind of processes everything before just making this grand announcement of what the mystery, the solution to it ends up being. One thing that I thought was hilarious, that not in a bad sense, but it really, really kind of threw itself at me, was the fact that something that really stood out to me, not in a bad way, but it just really caught my eye, as in, oh, I need to pay attention to this, was that
Hercule Poirot.
ended up taking two trains. The first train, and this is in the dead of winter where it's not supposed to be frequently traveled, the first train, there was nobody. There was like two other passengers as far as he knew, and nobody else. Well, then the second train was packed. And I thought that was so hilarious that it wasn't like, oh, this is a detail that you weren't really supposed. No, this is a detail that's being thrown at you, and you're like, oh, I should probably pay attention to this. And that like was such good storytelling to me, because I was kind of like shocked at like, oh, that's a blaring detail that I need to remember. The story almost gives you a chance to kind of figure it out yourself, but very clearly you probably aren't going to before this detective does, because he's just that smart, but it still gives you a chance. Something I find that's really hard to do is surprise me in books, because I read so much, so to me a lot of endings are very predictable, or I catch up on a lot of clues that makes the big reveal very obvious to me. In this book in particular, I did guess the ending, but it was so well written that I still felt the shock factor whenever it was revealed. And that is amazing storytelling. I can understand why people love Agatha Christie, because even though I could guess it, I still was like, wow, I was right. Like, I can't believe I was right. That was so crazy. So I loved the story. I definitely recommend it as a basic mystery. I mean, there's nothing too graphic to it at all, so honestly, if you want a mystery but you don't want a cozy mystery, definitely try Agatha Christie. Like I've been saying, I can understand why people rave about her. I'm definitely excited to go back to this world and read further into what has happened. I mean, they made several references
Hercule,
in particular made several references to different people or different things that I didn't quite understand, but it wasn't necessarily to the story. It's just I realized it was a detail from a previous book. So I would love to be able to go back and just connect, because I think this is like number 10 in the series. So I would love to go back and just connect all the dots and kind of see, oh, okay, that was a reference to that, but then just see how it all ties together. Because I mean, there's plenty of books for me to read of hers. But I'm definitely excited. It's just a matter of which one to read next, but I'll definitely keep coming back to this. I also understand why it was made into a movie. I haven't seen the movie. Let me guys know if you guys have seen the movie and what you guys think, or if you guys have seen the movie and the book and what the comparison is between the two, because obviously I was saying I love this book. I would definitely read it again. I definitely recommend it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave me a like if you did. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.